don't know. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just a moment. 25 national associations.
Yeah.
This is the first time for this event as nations.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a cool thing about this world record event, that we have more focus on the countries and people are identifying with the nations more.
Yeah.
And I think also within, or I don't know if I meet a person, I don't know where the person is from, but if they were in the record, I can recognize them. So
Yeah, one of the things I will just say in preparation for the rest of this competition in the next 5 days is that we've really got an explosion in Jigsaw speed puzzling going on. There's 79 countries represented here this week, which is phenomenal.
Growing and growing,
yeah,
isn't it?
the number of participants doubled this year from last year.
Extraordinary.
So,
That's
I mean,
extraordinary.
it's amazing,
Yeah.
right? I mean, what do you think of that, Kati? You're on the front end of what's maybe becoming a major trend. How do you feel about that? Are you excited, or are you like, oh no, more competition?
No, I'm definitely excited. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I would be a little like, oh, great, more fast people.
So are you participating in all three disciplines later on in individuals?
Yes, for sure.
And what are you holding out most hope for?
Honestly, the pairs competition.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm puzzling with Chiara from Italy, and I
nice.
think we have pretty good chances.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
I'm
good
not going to
luck,
say
yeah.
too much about it, but
Okay.
Have you been
Can you give a
keeping
little
your-
sneak
yeah,
preview?
yeah.
What's your best time on a 500?
17 minutes and
that's
some
fast.
seconds.
That's fantastic.
Minutes.
That's really good.
It wasn't.
But I think we're even
together.
better at the 1,000-piece puzzle. So
Okay.
And so what's your time for 1,000?
Yeah, can you share that?
I think it was on Karen's latest puzzle,
Okay.
and I think it was about 50 minutes.
Wow.
That's
For
extraordinary.
1,000 Ps.
50 The teams, that's a good time for
That's
teams.
a good time for teams, exactly.
Yeah,
I
but it
mean,
was a pretty easy image.
Yeah, that's true.
Easy,
Yeah. I mean, it's a big color gradient,
Yeah.
basically, and they are really fun
Yeah,
images.
Kathy
Yeah.
Ryan, 1,000 piece, easy.
Yeah, 50 minutes for two people, no problem.
No problem.
We are
Whoa.
talking to one of the best of the best.
I was going to say, Kati, you were a sensation last
Thank
year.
you, thank you.
because in your individual preliminary, first round, you came within
16 seconds.
16 seconds of Alejandro, the world champion, and I think minds were blown.
Mine was as well.
And so I mean, there's going to be a lot of attention and people watching you this year.
Yeah.
Does that pressure bother you, or do you just
Yeah.
not think about it?
A bit,
Yeah.
but I think I'm kind of used to it from last year because
Yeah.
there was pressure also. So, yeah, I think it's part of the whole event. so.
Yeah. What kind of puzzle are you hoping for? Have you been doing everything in the catalog? Do you feel like whatever it is, I'll have done it already?
Somehow, yeah. But
You're one of those folks. You're like going through that
Yeah,
catalog
but
methodically, like, I got it.
yeah, but I love the fact that there are going to be unreleased puzzles in the
Yes.
semifinals as well, because the
we've
more
got
different
USA
puzzles we
here.
have, the more
good. I'm
fairness
glad to
there
finally
is.
see that.
That's looking good.
Yeah, they're looking good.
They're looking efficient there.
Yeah, you can see Min on the end there.
Also,
And
just
now
looking
it's
at
to
how
go.
fast they move, that's
Yeah.
a good sign, because
Yeah.
they're still into speed puzzling.
Right.
Like, because with those detailed images, at some point you get stuck, and then it doesn't feel like speed puzzling anymore. It's just like, okay, you're just trying to find any piece that fits in, but they are still moving very quickly. So
I mean, obviously, I have a little expertise about the American teams just because I'm,
What's
part
the
of that
inside
group.
info? Spill the beans.
I know. Well, I feel really good about our chances because, for one, we have a very deep bench, what I would call a deep bench in the U.S. If you looked at last year, who made it on the stage, we had 5 teams, 5 pairs. Right there, you've got 5 pairs that all made it onto the stage at
Extraordinary.
Worlds. That's 10 people.
Okay.
So we were able to draw from national champions and folks that have been on the
But can
stage.
can I just add to that? I can see Alice Rowe, I believe.
Yeah, she's
who is
there
your
in
current
with the
national
red hair.
champion,
Yep.
who wasn't here last year.
No.
She was 17 when she became national champion. Is she
Yes.
18 yet?
I'm not sure, actually. I haven't asked her about that.
There
It
we
feels
are.
strange to be like, how old are you now? I think she's at the age where she's like, I'm not a
She
kid,
is.
So, but yeah, she's still in high
that's
school.
5 podiums or 5 top 10 finishes from last year. And Alice Rowe, your national champion.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a super team.
There
isn't
are
it?
some other folks in the team that are new to the world stage, but they're posting times very competitive to last year's times at Worlds and things like that. So I feel really good about the fact that we have 10 really strong people. If you look at a lot of these countries, they might have 3 or 4 that are pretty strong, but after that it drops off a little because they don't have as robust of a competition culture in their country. Maybe this is the only time of the year where they get to come and compete. So I think that puts the U.S. at a bit of an advantage.
For sure.
But, there are other countries, obviously Spain, who you're seeing in the lower right corner of your screen there. They've got a very deep bench as well, I will say. What's amazing is what is going on in Germany, because you guys have the most people here this year.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because we didn't have an official German championship in Germany yet. Only the thing I was talking about earlier, that the competition that I had organized, but it wasn't an official thing. But yeah, I think speed puzzling is really coming up in Germany, and people are very into it. I don't think we are the strongest country.
Well, that'll come in time, probably. You've got lots of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Right?
Can I just ask you, while we're looking at the images of the United States, would you like to rectify the time that you've said? Would you like to change, bring down?
No.
I
don't think so. You can't really see how much they've done in the bottom. That's the thing.
Right.
But
we're not seeing the other end of the table.
Okay.
We're just
I would like to see how
you're
fast
happy
the
with your
checks
choices
are.
still. We'll
What
see
about
how
you?
that goes.
You're the one.
Well, I'm always
really
going to bring
went
it
for
down. I think they're good. I think
you think it's going to be faster?
I'm happy with. I'm still happy with my choice. 45 minutes, I say. So we're 45, 50, and 55 up here. What do you think online?
I know. I wish I could see here. I can't see. Yeah, the comments.
We have got connectivity problems here.
Yes, we do. I apologize because I wrote in the chat earlier, hey, I want to, hear from you. We want to look at your comments. We'll try to answer your questions.
And now you're just ignoring that.
Yes, I know. And now we're just ignoring you. I'm so sorry, everybody, but we will do our best. Maybe it'll get better throughout the day. I do think there are a lot of spectators here. I mean, we went from, about 600 individuals last year. Now we have 1,200 individuals participating. So the number of spectators has gone up tremendously. I mean, it's really packed here in the Dome. It's loud in here right now.
But I don't really recognize the difference to last year.
Oh, you really? You feel like it's similar?
Yeah.
So, sorry.
No, yeah, you're good.
Once again, losing my train of thought
You're
as I
just
did
like
last night.
staring at the puzzling, and it's mesmerizing.
I'm absolutely in awe. I'm in awe of how they're doing. I have to say, I did think. We've given them very little notice. It's very short notice, this competition. And I believe that this is, that
look at you can see the
American
you're still not changing.
Okay.
Looking at the full puzzle, we can now see the American. They are serious. That's over. That's half done, isn't it, Kathy? That's half done. You still thinking that they've got
I'd say about a third done.
Third?
Maybe a little over a third done.
But there are people working in the backgrounds. They've
Yeah,
got
maybe
trays
there could
as
be
well.
people
Some other
on the
sections are
trays
gonna
that are really
drop
moving.
in.
I think for sure we are half in time, because the more of the puzzle you already have assembled, the easier it gets.
Yes.
So obviously,
especially with these jumble puzzles.
Yeah.
Because after a while, you've been looking at the box a bit. I mean, you do have to look at the box a lot, but you can see they're doing pretty well.
On the other hand, they have all the easy sections done now, where
That's
big
true.
Sections of
So
color was recognizable. So maybe now all the difficult parts are left.
Right.
all the easy section. Can we just say as well, just so that everybody knows online as well, that this is a Guinness World Record attempt, but we're going to ad break now, and they've got 1 hour 24 minutes to beat. It's looking like you're going to see a world record here live online. But we're going to have to leave you for a few minutes.
Yep,
just
we'll
momentarily. We're back in 3 minutes, and you're going to see some sights of this lovely city we're in, Valladolid in Spain. Very much worth a visit as well for anyone who hasn't visited. It's north of Madrid. It's about 100 miles, 160 kilometers north of Madrid.
An easy, beautiful
and so
train
we're
ride.
just going to be leaving you. It's lovely, isn't it? It's a great we're going to hope anyway. I'm going to be after Ravensburg to undiscontinue.
Right,
It's a lovely new word I've invented.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a puzzle which ought to be owned as well, so people can try themselves against the best in the world and get together with 7 friends or 8 or 9 friends and see how they can do.
Charlie, we don't have the inside track. Maybe Ravensburger is a new one they're going to come out with, and then that'll really upend everything.
Well, of course, the problem about puzzles is having a world record. There cannot be a world record for doing the fastest puzzle the fastest, because of the nature of puzzles. All puzzles are different. So you can't, one 500-piece puzzle is not the same as another. They're also not actually exactly 500 pieces in the puzzle either, because it can't be a 50 by 10.
Right.
Or it can be, but it would be a strange shape. So the shapes of the puzzle, by the nature of the shape of the puzzle, the actual piece count is always a little bit different as well. So this is probably. Did you have Kathy? Did you see how many pieces?
Yeah, I think it's exactly 2,000 pieces. Actually,
this is exactly
the box
2,000 pieces. Okay, well that makes it. So that's the nature. If you change the puzzle every year, if you change the puzzle, you can't.
Yeah.
You can only beat the record on this puzzle.
Right.
You can't compare it between different puzzles.
So it needs to be this puzzle. If there's going to be a benchmark puzzle, it needs to be the same one. And what better puzzle than the actual Guinness World Record puzzle?
Right.
I believe, personally, I think the fact that there are not big blocks of colour means it rewards those who've really studied the puzzle and know the puzzle really well. What do you think, Kathy?
Yeah, 100%.
So if you have a big block of colour, then there's less to distinguish it if you're going through it. But I think when it's a busy puzzle like this, that's that part. But you'll only know that if you've done it several times, and so you can really get this record down. What do you think if someone were to do the puzzle? They'd practice every day for a month. How quickly do you think? So what would a possible time
for a single person?
For a single person or a group of 10?
A team at the moment, a team of 8 or 10.
I think you could actually maybe do it in half an hour.
Yeah. Oh wow! Look at that. They are really filling in the gaps.
And at this point, that's where we handed the trays around, because you have all the same pieces over and over again, and you don't see anything anymore.
Yep. I know one of the things that the team was talking about in preparation too is really communicating, like you said, Kati, like saying, hey, I'm seeing this, does anybody else need this? And like constantly talking and letting people know what they're looking for or what they're working on or what they have in their hand that they can give to somebody else. So there's probably a lot of chatter happening over there.
So, but just tell me, Kathy, talking of that, sorry to interrupt, but talking just of that, you did, of course, with the international team last year. So how was the communication?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. We had some troubles because obviously I think only 2 of us were Native American speakers, Native English speakers. So we kind of got there. I don't know. you know some words, and you know the colors, and that. That helps a lot, actually, because you can say, okay, light blue, and everybody knows, okay, the water is meant. So
swimming pool.
But it was a difficulty, and I think that's an advantage the national teams also have, that they all speak the same language.
I'm starting to feel better about your time prediction.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I am. I'm a little like, oh, you might have gotten
they haven't finished
close.
yet.
Well,
they haven't finished yet. I've got to say, I'm quietly.
7 minutes.
I'm quietly confident.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal performance.
One
Absolutely
of the
superb.
things I wanted to point out, so you're seeing in your screen, right, with the handkerchief in her hair.
Yes.
Tammy McLeod, she currently is the world record holder for the individual Guinness puzzle. So they have a 256-piece round puzzle that was issued long ago. You can find it if you do some searching on eBay, and you can try to purchase it. So she found it. I think a friend of hers had it and was like, you should give this a shot. She worked that puzzle every day, almost every day for a year in preparation. Wow. And basically, she knew the time she had to beat, so it was just doing it over and over and over until she comfortably could beat that time. And then setting up the whole, you have to have a witness, you have to videotape it. There's kind of a protocol that is required if you want to be able to submit officially to Guinness and say, I broke the record. So she did all of that. She, I think going into it, knew, okay, I'm going to be able to do it because I consistently can beat the time. And she's she set the record, and nobody has come forward to beat that yet. I think she's been the record holder.
I wonder if Alejandro had
Tammy,
ever tried.
Brought up all
You
the
wanna try,
supplies.
Kathy?
No, I wonder if Alejandro had tried it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
joking,
do
of course.
wonder. Yeah, no, I mean, with that, it's not even. I mean, Tammy's a very fast puzzler, but for that, she literally said every piece was memorized, so she could just pick it up and kind of know where it goes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
that's
think
easier to do with the 200 and something.
Right, yeah,
This is-
yeah.
We're talking about here we're doing a 2,000 piece
Yeah.
Right,
puzzle.
exactly.
On 2,000, it's a bit much.
Right,
But I
that
think
would
on
be a lot.
500, it's also possible.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the postcards because I've done these around maybe 20 times, and I nearly know every piece.
Really.
So you really remember things when you do it a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Also on 500 pieces.
we have what we call a speed run puzzle in the U.S., an official speed run puzzle. It's part of the association, like one of the benefits we offer. If you're a member, anybody can get the puzzle. You can submit your times, and it is where you
essential
do it
that
over and over
anybody
and over.
can get the puzzle.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's important to have the puzzle available. As I was talking earlier about this, I believe it's been discontinued.
It's been
this puzzle.
discontinued. It might
and
be
I think
harder.
they're going to have to
find.
re-release it.
Yeah.
If this is to become a benchmark
Right.
and become the Guinness record, because you can't change it every year. The
Right,
nature of it is that you
right.
practice and do what Tammy did with the official 200-piece puzzle, and that this, I would hope, it would be nice. I think I believe it's a good puzzle. Kathy is better to judge this. Could you improve what kind of puzzle do you think would make a really good, challenging, but a good benchmark puzzle to have?
I mean, this puzzle is challenging.
Yeah.
Challenging enough, I think. And maybe for a Guinness World Record, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Because I think if it's a normal landscape image, it's just like a casual puzzle and you don't really recognize it as something special.
Yeah. Well, and I believe the artwork is specific to Guinness as well.
Yeah, it is.
Because
Yeah,
they use
I remember.
they use the artwork on the covers
Yeah.
of the
Three
books.
successive
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, so they
For example, I think a person lifting a car who actually set a record by doing this is in the image. And
exactly.
And the
It's
editor-in-chief,
details like
Craig
that.
Glenday, editor-in-chief of Guinness World Records, who was
he's
with us
in there.
last
Yeah,
year.
yeah. He talked to us last year before we did the puzzle, and he was saying like, if we could find him, then we get some extra, I don't know, bonus.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
He set the time at under 2 hours, and he'd give you your world record.
Yeah, I mean, that was really cool. I actually purchased the book like in advance because I thought, oh, it'd be fun
Yeah,
to
but
see.
it's
not in
next
the book.
year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so
because
it's
it
on
was
the
already
website.
in the printing.
Right, exactly. So it's on the website. If you go and go to the Guinness World Record website, you type in Jigsaw puzzles, you'll actually see there's about 56 Jigsaw puzzle related records. Some of them we were talking over the ad break are very strange. Like there's, the largest collection of windmill puzzles is a record, I guess. So there's lots of things like that. There was like a 500,000 piece puzzle that was completed in Ho Chi Minh City, and Kati and I were like, who even makes that puzzle? Like, how is that possible?
That's what someone told me as well in the puzzling world, that they didn't really genuinely count as a puzzle.
Okay.
I don't
Was
know.
it just a list of puzzles?
It has the Guinness World Record as the puzzle, completed puzzle with the most pieces.
Right.
But maybe it was done in sections which don't interlock. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the records, though, which I thought was kind of fun, is they call out in the Guinness World Records the oldest speed puzzling participant, and her name is Antonio Garcia de Soraya Aguirre, and she is actually here again this year participating in Worlds. She was 92 when the record was put in the book, and she's 94 this year. So that's going to be our oldest participant here at World Jigsaw Puzzle Champions. But oh my gosh, look at them go. I mean, 45.
I think I'm getting more confident about my guess.
Maybe?
I'm losing confidence. We're getting close,
I think these last pieces are hard.
Oh, yeah, maybe. It's a lot of hunting.
I'll be
it's a lot of
happy
And
hunting.
that's what you can see there. She's having a single piece and just searching where it could belong.
Right.
And if you only have one box with one image, then it gets hard.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't. No, not all of the participants can hold the box and check where it might belong.
And when it is just a big jumble of colors on the piece like that, it's not. Yeah, it's not like you can
see
identify
Tammy there.
Miriam.
She can't
Yeah.
find it. She
Right.
can't find it.
Yeah.
So it is
Yep.
getting slower,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And then you should just give it to the next person.
Yeah.
Because maybe they can
Move
find
on.
it.
Yep. Move on.
So how did you do? Did you move around last year? Did you stay in the same place? How did you
We were
organize
staying in the
yourselves?
same places, but we moved the pieces around. So I was giving my tray to the next person and got the other tray from
Okay.
the other person.
But you're also saying, I found someone in a gym.
Yeah.
There's a gym down there. And
I
you-
think
you
I think there are
passing
actually
along.
two
Who's-
gyms or something.
And then it turns out there were two gyms. Wrong gym.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly how it was.
Another gym up
Yeah.
here.
Well, and obviously it's going to be exciting, the first team to finish, because they're going to be the official world record holder, but that doesn't stop the competition. It's going to continue.
It'll continue.
They have 2 hours, so they're going to give all the other teams the opportunity to still, of course, try to finish
Yeah.
in the time period.
You want to know your time.
Right, and then I believe there will be a ranking of the teams, so folks can go later and look at the results and actually see like how each country performed. If they don't finish, it'll be like
Look
the
at
rest
this.
of the
Look at
contest.
this. Here goes the world record.
Yeah.
Here goes. You're still at Kathy. You're still a world record holder.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know. I
for
was
5
reign-
minutes.
Your reign's about to come to an end, but it was an amazing thing. You had no forewarning of the puzzle either. They've
No,
had time to
right.
practice. It
That
was
is-
a
it is,
phenomenal
yes.
what you
Yeah.
did last
It
year.
is.
And honestly, it's not about the record. It was just such a great experience to do the puzzle with
Wasn't
these
it?
amazing puzzles
Yeah.
together. It was an honor, just as you said earlier. It was an honor to puzzle together with them.
I would have
Because-
been the whole time saying, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Yeah, maybe you are.
It
you
was-
are, Kathy, but not me. But yeah, we're
I'm sorry, just here?
I'm not as speedy as Kati, so I would have definitely felt like an outlier there. But I mean, even with the U.S. team, I would have been like, no, I can't do
Look at
it.
this there.
Okay,
Oh, wow, they're
okay,
really
okay.
cruising. Okay, well
So
here.
there we go. So we're over 45 now.
Yeah.
That was I'm wrong. I was wrong. I was pretty good. 45, I think, was
You were-
definitely going to be
yeah,
possible.
I mean, I think it's
Oh,
possible.
it's
I'm
definitely
excited
possible.
to know what the final time is going to
At
be.
this point, I want it to be Kathy. I don't even
I
care
can't-
about
it'd
my
be
own
nice. It'd be
prediction.
very
I mean,
apt
50
if you
minutes.
I
would
want it to be 50 because it
Right.
was my
That
prediction.
was
Right.
your prediction.
Yes,
It would be very apt.
Yes.
And it's looking that way. It's funny, isn't it, how just these pieces are causing problems at the end and just
Yeah.
getting them into place. We saw Tammy before, who had
A good amount of
who had a
time,
piece
yeah.
for 20 seconds in
Yeah.
her hand. And remember, they're putting pieces together. So you're doing a puzzle, a 500-piece puzzle in 17 minutes. That is a piece every. I can't work that out.
I think there is
My
this
piece per
website.
minute,
There's
yeah.
this website myspeedpuzzling.com. They actually
Yes.
have this piece per minute counter.
Okay.
I could actually look it up.
Yeah,
home.
look it up. That would be great. I was
But
going
I
to
mean, they're
mention
doing
that.
a puzzle.
Yeah.
Alejandro's doing a piece. I think in the world record, he was doing a piece every 4 seconds or so. Putting it. That was.
Oh no,
the-
he
in the
does
final.
about. Yeah, I
mean,
think,
he can
yeah.
get better, but that was
Right.
with an unseen
Yeah.
puzzle, difficult puzzle in
Oh,
the world
right.
final.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was the best time with an unseen, unpublished puzzle from the
Yeah.
final last year, and that
Yeah.
was more or less every
But
4
wasn't
seconds
the
or so.
22 even faster on
Well-
the London townhouses? I think that was only like 34 minutes,
I
and
was gonna
last year
say
was
that-
37.
Yes, but yes.
Yeah.
There was. I mean, Teresa did one in 30 minutes.
I was gonna
last year,
say, she
but it-
holds
Yeah, but that
the
wasn't a
current,
first
like-
time
That wasn't
look.
the first
But
time.
in
That wasn't the
2022
first
final, Alejandro did it faster than last year, didn't he?
No, he did 37 minutes, wasn't it?
Oh,
Wasn't
okay,
he
then I
timed
was okay.
37?
Then that was just
Yeah.
I
fake
think
news.
I know.
might be
It's-
wrong.
It
Please
becomes
correct
a blur
me if
because there's
I'm-
so many years that we're
I
going
believe
back
it
and
was
looking.
about. It might have been even 42. I'm confusing the puzzle.
No. I think it was for sure in the
The
30s.
Sicilia one.
Yeah.
No, the
Maybe
London
So it was,
townhouses.
yeah,
It was
it was
37.
37.59.
The year before,
yeah,
I
the year
think
before.
it was faster.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But then-
one of the things that I was going to comment on, and you mentioned it, Kati, the
Oh, they're
it's a-
about to finish.
Oh, they are
Ooh.
about
I
to
think we
finish.
need
We
to-
should
yeah.
keep
Okay,
our
but
eyes
you
on
can
that.
on,
still
here
look
we
it
go.
up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's still
Come on.
1
Oh
minute.
yeah,
minute
they're there. You can see everybody's
What
hovering.
about 50? What about 50 minutes dead, Kathy? For you,
Oh
you
my
said 50
gosh.
minutes. You.
Yeah,
I think you should have been
I'll
told- I think
take
you should have talked about
49.
some seconds as well.
That team has got to be like,
Well,
you're
I mean,
going to
it's
start
your-
to see some hands shaking there. Is they're like, is this happening? Is this really happening?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're so
If
excited.
it's exactly 15 minutes, can we give
Yeah.
Kathy a world record for the best prediction?
But but I don't think it's going to be 50-0-0.
They're doing it. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's
Okay, it's
happening.
not
Look
much
at that! Look at
left,
those
okay.
hands.
Yeah.
It's a great. I'm loving this competition with so many hands in there.
I know. I'm
don't see
nervous.
anything
My
in the-
stomach hurts right now. I'm a little like, yeah.
It's really. And this is your team. And of course, your
Well,
team
I'm
USA.
excited, you know.
Valerie.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the
I'm
US.
really happy for them as well. Here
I
we go.
wanted to say I think they're going to crush it, but I didn't want to sound egotistical. But now I'm like,
Look at
yeah,
that, look at that,
they
look at that.
crushed it. Oh, 49.
Okay,
How
49
many-
is okay for me.
Kelly, if people are just backing away at this point, like just let them go.
There
And
they
they've done
go.
it. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Wow. 49 minutes
49
and round about 15 seconds.
Wow,
We'll
that's
happily
an incredible
confirm
time.
Very
a
impressive.
new Guinness
Very
World
impressive.
Record for Team
Yes.
USA.
It's very exciting.
Great
Quite
job.
amazing.
Great job.
Yes, I'm so
Quite
proud of
amazing.
them. That's
They've knocked
fantastic.
35 minutes off
Yeah.
the world record.
Yeah, that's
How
incredible.
low can this go?
What a way
What
to
an
start, right?
extraordinary- What a great
Yeah.
start for the
Yeah.
championship.
I was actually
Unbelievable. Look at
wondering if you put
that. Look at
together
that.
like
They practiced that. They practiced the photo as well.
Yeah.
ooh.
Oh, there's like
Wow.
They
so
were
much
expecting
activity
to
over
win.
There
there.
we go. So
Yeah.
we're looking at 10 participants
Yep.
who are Guinness World Record holders, and they'll be in the Guinness World Record book
I love that
next
they're all
year.
wearing their Jigsaw
Yeah, that's
National
Alice,
shirts.
the
It's
champion,
great.
who
Yep.
we talked about. She's
The
the,
red
current
hair,
USA
yep.
champion, and Tammy in front of her. We've talked
Yep.
about her
Yep.
having the world record, individual world record for the
Yep.
official
And then
Guinness
we have
puzzle.
And
Kelly,
Kelly,
Walter, yep,
who
from
was on the team last
Yep.
year.
Andrea Pang, and then we've got Don Rasmussen, Min Yi Deng, we got Tiffany Medeiros, Yvonne Foyt. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm like looking, and then I saw Mari Black, and I think it's Emma Pan.
Andrea Pang.
Yeah, Emma Pan.
You
Sorry.
mentioned.
I got to make sure I get them all correct, but yeah, that's so exciting for them.
That's
I mean,
brilliant.
what a way to start the week. I'm sure this is going to really boost their spirits and get them excited. That was something. So last year, which day was it that you guys did? Was it
It
the
actually
first day?
no,
or
it was
later in
on
the weekend,
Saturday.
right?
It
Okay.
was after the team's qualification and before the individuals final.
It was
okay.
because I know because
It wasn't the most
Marquetta
stacked day
went
ever.
on-
Right.
It was really hectic day, and
Yeah.
Marquetta was, you know, and Teresa, and they were in the you were in the finals as well, and it was really lots of people. I asked lots of other people as well, and they said, look, we really want to
Yeah.
save our brain cells
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
save our energy
Yeah,
for later
I was
on.
thinking about that, but then I
But
thought,
Marquetta, she got the bronze medal. I
Yeah.
mean, it was, you know, I think maybe it gave her a boost
Yeah.
for the arm. Maybe it did the opposite
Maybe.
of
Yeah.
drain.
Do you think
and
it
actually
gave you a boost
pepped
to
her up.
like set the record?
no,
No.
but but I think it was
Love
just
your
fun.
honesty. Yeah, yeah.
It was great. I
Right.
loved
Look at
it.
that,
but
Team UK. That's
Yeah.
that's Steve,
Yep.
my old university friend, who's come, and Annika. There we
They're
can
doing
see
pretty
there.
well, yep, yep.
Stroking her chin. She's the president of the UK JPA.
Yeah, now it's going to be who's coming in second and where are we at. Like there, I think we can see.
Okay,
Oh,
let's take a look.
So we've got some teams who are
Yep.
going well, but I mean they are a long way behind.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
saw how long
That's
those
still
last little
about
patches
15
those,
minutes
to
left.
fill in.
Yeah, I don't think there was anybody like right on the tail or like close to the American team really.
No, head and shoulders.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders above.
It
the
has
rest of
it
the
has to be the
participants.
prepreparation bit, you know, that they had the opportunity.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
To practice and work on it.
And enormous talent.
Yeah.
Enormous talent.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I wonder if you put together like a team of the top 10 individual competitors
Yeah.
from this year or last year,
Right.
and we had the chance to prepare.
Yep.
How fast could the best of the best actually
You weren't
get?
far from that last year, but
Right.
with the disadvantage of never
I think
having
we
seen
were.
the puzzle
I mean,
before.
Alejandro and Kristen weren't on the team,
No, that's true. It wasn't.
very
and they
nearly
would
were.
make
Yeah.
a great difference.
Yeah.
Of course they would. Of course they would. But the biggest difference, of course, is knowing the puzzle, being
Yes.
practiced
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
beforehand,
Yeah.
and really familiarizing yourself with it.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
We'll definitely try to bring some of the folks from the team over so they can tell us a little bit
Definitely.
about how they're
Absolutely.
prepared. I think, we'll let them
Absolutely.
take photos and kind of have their moment right now, and then we'll get them over here eventually so we can ask them about it. I don't know if they ever actually all put it together. I think it was kind of like I said, they broke it into sections. So it might have been the first time they actually all did the puzzle at the same time together.
Well, why
Because a
don't we
lot
get-
but weren't arriving
why don't I
until
go and,
last night.
Why don't I go and have a look for
All right.
them? I will send
That
them.
sounds
I'll
good.
say goodbye to everyone else. Might come in
Okay.
and check in with you before the
That
end of
sounds
this
good.
transmission.
Okay.
We'll definitely be seeing you. So great to be speaking. And being first time up on comms here, Kathy. We'll be seeing
Yeah.
more of you during this week. Good luck with the rest
Thank
of it,
you.
Valerie. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
sitting here
You'll
beside
be
you
here
the rest of the
again.
week.
Yes.
And maybe when we have maybe teams, for example, I can come and we can be more relaxed.
course.
This has
Yeah.
been absolutely
It's so much fun.
high voltage,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah,
Let me
thank
see if
you
I can
so
get
much.
some
Okay.
American.
Yeah, bring 'em
and
on
you can hear from some new Guinness World Record holders.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks, Charlie. No,
Oh, they're doing some
Yeah,
shape
they're doing well.
sorting.
Oh,
Okay,
shape
that's
sorting. I hadn't thought of
interesting.
that as a. I mean, that actually isn't a bad strategy because, like you said, when you get to the end.
But they should have put it on trays.
Oh, right. Yep. So they're not. Yeah, because right now you have to be right in front of it to kind of know. But it's not a bad
You know,
idea when it's
If
such
you
a
move
jumble.
around, then it's also
Right.
a possibility.
And I'm not seeing. It's hard to tell if folks are swapping out very much. You know, I'm not really seeing that
I haven't seen
happen
it,
on
but
screen, so maybe, but I will say this is like a little different from our other competitions because, you know, usually it's all very kind of regimented. It's like, this is how this works. With this, it's a bit more loose, I would say,
Yeah.
because you've got all these people gathered, you know, it's
Yeah.
a little bit more of a
mess.
casual, casual, messy atmosphere, a bit more chaotic, perhaps.
But that's what the puzzle is. It is
right?
chaotic.
It
It is
is.
messy.
Exactly.
So the viewers get the same experience as the puzzlers.
I'm very excited for the U.S. team. I know I was on the email thread as they were preparing, and it was a crazy number of emails floating around. of
Okay,
like, what if
okay.
we did this? What if we did
Okay,
this? And
so they really did take this seriously.
Yeah, they took it pretty seriously. But I think we announced who was on the team. I don't know, maybe like 10 days ago.
Oh,
it was like
okay.
right around, I think, September 6th or 5th that we let people know. So they haven't had a ton of time
Okay.
to like prepare. And
Yeah.
most of them, if they received a section to work on, it was after they got here in Spain. And that was maybe just in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So the
But then you can remember it better, maybe, if it's not
right.
that.
Yeah, exactly. They were doing it recent instead of waiting. Oh, okay. It looks like
Okay.
we're going to be joined by Kelly, which is great because she did it last year as well with Tati. Let's give this one out. Yes, so we have Kelly Walter joining us from the new world record team. Now you're a two-time
I know.
world record holder. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, okay, tell us everything. How did this come about? How did you prepare?
There was a lot of planning. So our team had 2 copies of the puzzle. Alice had one and then Andrea had one. So they both were able to, I believe, complete it before. And then they split it into sections so that once we got here, people could work on it. Since I did it last year, I actually didn't get a section to work on because they were all already given out. So Alice, Andrew, and I kind of sorted, and then the other people were, Tiffany did the edges, and then there was like, the other people were sorted into like the top, middle, and bottom, and then we kind of just helped out from there. At the end, it was a bit of chaotic, but we made it work.
Well, I mean, your time was amazing. I mean, Kati almost like nailed it. She was like at the beginning, I think around 50 minutes, and then were you
49.
surprised?
That's I'm not surprised because Katya and I actually worked on the bottom together last year, and we couldn't see the box. Like we had no
Yeah.
idea. We were just trying to find things that like, because it was so far away, we couldn't see where anything was. So we were like, okay, I know the water goes together, and then there's some pyramid. Like we kind of learned things as we went. And so I think with all the preparation this year, definitely helped us.
Yeah. So, what's the feeling? Are you now exhausted, or are you like pumped up for the rest of the week?
I'm actually pretty energized. I'm lucky I don't compete till tomorrow, so I just can hang around today.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I'm excited. I actually have more energy than I
Yeah.
think I did before. So
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So, I mean, it's such a hard puzzle because of just how big of a jumble it is. I mean, can you talk a little bit about when you say you broke it into sections? What are the sections?
so there's the space with the train, and then there's like the building section. And then the bottom, it's kind of hard because the water wraps around, but then there's that bit of green. So that was like 1 to 2 sections. And that's where we started. And then from there, it was kind of just shouting out sections, and Andrea and I were trying to sort the pieces that we saw, but that got a little hard after a while, so then we just jumped in, and it wasn't as bad with 10 people around the table as I thought it was going to be. So.
It's crazy to me to think of how strong that team is, that Kelly Walter and Andrea Peng, two of the top puzzlers in the world, are sorting. How does that work, Kelly? How do you end up in the sorting category instead of the actual placing?
I like sorting. So in the pair, I sort and Andrea assembles. Okay. She doesn't love it as much as I do. So I volunteered because I also hadn't done any of the sections, but I thought I could remember where some of the pieces, some of the elements went. And then since she, I think, had done it multiple times, she jumped in to help.
Okay, I think we're going to be breaking here shortly for some announcement or potentially an ad break. Sorry, I don't know exactly. I'm just getting hand signals here. But of course, we'll be back after and talk a little bit more with Kelly. We'll maybe try to get a few other team members to come over and visit with us as well. But yeah, we're going to go and we'll be right back. So stay tuned.
En Caja Rural no cerramos oficinas en pueblos y ciudades. Estamos a tu lado cada vez con más oficinas, más personas y en más lugares. Con cercanía, eficacia, profesionalidad y compromiso con nuestra tierra. Caja Rural de Zamora. Gente como tú.
All right, and we're back. We still have Kelly with us, Kelly Walter and Kati Reiner. Okay, I should have had a great question prepared before we came back from the break, but we were chatting. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, I mean, who's going to come in second on this? I mean, any predictions? I know we're not able to see everybody out on the floor there, but just based on teammates and who's competing in this?
I have no clue. It's kind of hard to see other than the camera because there's so many people huddled around the table. I think the Netherlands, I heard that they practiced.
Canadians are
the
looking
Canadians are looking close.
Yeah, whoever that is in the top right. Is it-
Latvia, I think.
Is that
yeah,
Latvia?
they're really close.
Yeah, they are.
So, Kelly, what was your prediction doing the puzzle today? How fast it would?
I don't know. Our team kind of said around 45. I think that was
Okay.
the number that was thrown around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was a
cocky.
yeah. I think that was ambitious, but we were close. We were
Yeah.
close.
You were.
So
You were
Close enough.
Yeah.
we had never practiced all 10 of us, so
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I was wondering that if you had a chance to all do it together, so you didn't.
no.
So that was the first time just all being at the same table and getting to
and
complete
everyone
it.
had done it in sections, so I think once all the pieces were mixed together, it was hard to kind of discern what was your section.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that also played a factor.
I think it just looks like pure chaos. The puzzle itself and then 10 hands all going at once. What do you think is the ideal number of people doing it? Did you feel like it was better with 8 last year, or was the 10 actually pretty doable?
I think so. I think if we had time to practice, it might have been a little better. I think 8 was definitely, but it was also fun to have all 10 of us. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
take anyone away from the team, so I did
Right.
like that more people were
Right.
able to do it. But yeah, at the end, I think some people just stepped back. Like me personally, I was just looking, and then if I saw a piece, I would grab it. But other than that, my hands were off the puzzle.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the chat. I finally got things to load. We've been having connectivity issues. Every time we try to load the chat or look at things, it's like, kind of a mess because there's, I think, too many people in the dome all trying to use Wi-Fi
Yeah.
right now. But yes, people are, of course, congratulating the U.S.
you
team
all.
and excited. So that's cool.
I think most of the remaining countries are pretty close to each other.
Yeah, I think it's going to get really tight.
Yeah. We're
For
seeing many
second, third,
teams
you know.
Germany,
being at
Is that team
around the
Germany?
same progress.
I think.
I can't tell. Is that?
That is the Germans.
Is
Yeah.
the German team? Okay.
They're very close.
Yeah, they are close. I don't even know for sure. I mean, you obviously, the main prize is you get your name in the Guinness book. You also got like a certificate, I believe, last year or something. didn't
we
you?
didn't
I
get
got a
one.
picture with the certificate.
You got a picture of this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. I feel like
It
you should
is.
have gotten medals or something. I guess they feel like the notoriety or the fame is prize in itself.
It's a cool thing to say that you at least have gotten a world record at one point. So.
Is that how you introduce yourself? Hello, Kelly Walter, world record holder for the Guinness Jigsaw puzzle.
I have never. Maybe I'll try that sometime. We'll see how it
I
goes.
would get it like on a shirt. I would just it would be part of my identity.
I forgot. Last year it was so chaotic the whole week, and it was like right in the middle of it that I forgot that it even happened
Wow, okay.
at some point.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. I mean, there was a lot going on. You guys are probably a little bit more focused on your individual pair and team performance
Yeah.
than you are the Guinness part.
I think I planned to be more focused on the individual final, but then in the end, the Guinness World Record was my favorite event of all. So.
It
really?
was also my favorite.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really fun. It was
Yeah.
also cool that there was like 5 different languages.
Yeah,
being
true. That was
spoken.
so cool. Being like this international team and just getting the ability to puzzle with all of them together.
Kati was speaking to herself in German and I was just laughing the whole time.
There wasn't even another German on the team, but just for myself.
It made me laugh though, so it was worth it.
That's hilarious. I mean, that is one of the things that's so cool about this whole event is, I just was talking to somebody this morning. She's here from Barbados. She's the only person from
wow.
Barbados. I said, well, what are you competing in? And she was like, I'm just doing individual because there's nobody else. And I said, well, it's not too late. You can sign up with
Yeah.
other folks. And then when I showed her on the website that she could find a pair or find teammates, she was like, oh my gosh, and so excited. So now she's all about I got to go find
Yeah.
people to do the other
Yeah.
competitions. I was like, yeah, it's really
Are
fun
they about to finish?
when you can get all these people from different countries together on a team.
That's so
yeah, they're
fun.
the
Oh,
German
wow,
team.
I didn't
mean,
expect
almost
this.
done.
Wow.
Look at this, Kati. Your German wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
I'm
table
impressed.
is representing
Yes.
today. Now we just need the triumvirate with Charlie's, the UK team, coming in hot for number 3 spot. Yeah, they're close. Look at that.
Ah.
Oh, just this last few.
Here it comes. Are the Germans going to take second? It looks like. Wow.
job.
Yeah. And they broke the record as well. 1 hour, 8
Oh,
minutes.
yeah.
They did.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. It was 1 hour and 24
Yeah,
minutes.
maybe
was
it's the
time
two
to beat.
people edit. Like,
Yeah. That's got to make a big difference to have 2 extra people, especially at
Great
the
job.
caliber of caliber of competition. I would think 2 people makes a huge difference. Oh, that's exciting. So yeah, the Germans, like I said, like you guys are really representing. You're the largest contingent from any one country here this year, even beating the Spaniards, which is kind of crazy considering they can literally just drive over from home.
But I think people in Germany like to do puzzles. Maybe it's because Ravensburger is from Germany. I think it does have an impact.
Yeah.
And
sure. I
but
mean,
the
it
speed
makes
puzzling
sense.
just came up. I think many people are like, I like to do the chill version of doing puzzles.
Sure. No, I predict that after this weekend, I mean, we're going to see a lot of growth. I mean, we're already seeing that. So if you look at the
Compared to last year, it already is a giant growth.
Yeah. So if you go to the worldjigsawpuzzle.org website, they have results from all these different national championships. I know this year there's 12 different national championships. Last year there were only 6. So that right there you can see there's huge growth in the sport of, countries really starting to, a lot of them, that might be their only competition where they have a big national championship event. But we've also seen the rise of Euro Jigsaw Jam. You're going to hear a lot about that.
Yeah.
It's a virtual competition for folks that live in Europe. Well, anywhere in the world, if you sign up far enough in advance.
And if you want to pay the shipping fee.
Yeah, if you're willing to pay the shipping. You can participate in those. It's virtual contests, and that's given a lot of folks a new ability to compete and see how they stack up. Have you done any of the Euro Jigsaw Jam yet, Kelly?
No, I haven't been willing to pay that shipping fee. I also just don't have that much time.
Yeah.
So
You're in university still, right? So,
I'm in medical school, so it's it takes up a bit of my time.
Yeah, right. And Kati, have you done any of the virtual?
Yeah, I
competitions?
have.
Oh, you have. Okay.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It was the last 2 competitions, and in the first one I got 3rd, and in the second I came in 7th, but I had very big troubles with the lighting, so...
That's a bummer. Oh, whoa, they're missing a piece.
Oh, no!
Oh, with 2,000. Oh, there they go. Canadians got 3rd.
3rd place.
That's exciting.
They also broke the record.
Yeah, they did. Oh, good for them. That's very exciting. The Canadian group has really grown as well. They have a really active national association. So yeah, this is exciting.
It's
seeing
very
them all
exciting.
there.
2 North American teams.
Right? That is exciting. I love their shirts. Very bright. But yeah, I mean, there's so much out there. If you're into this and you're watching the live streaming going, wait a second, maybe this is something I want to do. I feel like the opportunity to participate and compete is really going up with just a lot of new things going on out there. You mentioned earlier, Kati, the myspeedpuzzling.com. Have you checked this out, Kelly?
I have. Yeah, I haven't had the time to put my own times in, but I definitely, if I finish a puzzle, I'll go and look and see.
Yeah, it's a good way to gauge.
It's a
how
great
you're doing.
opportunity to compare times,
Yep.
and it's also great technical work.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It's a really great website. So it's just myspeedpuzzling.com. It's the ability for people to track basically their progress and share it online so that others can see how fast you did it and whether they, how they compare when they complete it. I think it's interesting too on there that people will do puzzles multiple times. and
But you
if
do
they
see
improve.
the past time, so you can still see the first time solved, and that's also very interesting.
Yeah. And there's stats on there for the fastest 500-piece puzzle.
I think
is
it's
also
currently
cool.
at 26 minutes or even
wow,
faster.
I think so.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know.
Yeah. Kelly's shaking her head like, no, thank you.
I particularly trained the postcards to get in the top 10.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I actually got in there with 2 of them. I think it's both were 27 minutes or something.
Oh, wow. What does it feel like to do a 500-piece puzzle in under a half hour?
I don't know, it's just like you're flying.
Yeah.
And then you just wake up from a dream and the puzzle is finished and you're just, okay, how did this happen right now?
You're just in the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, I can't imagine that. I mean, in competition, the fastest time we've seen, you mentioned earlier, Teresa from the Czech Republic finished a puzzle in like 30 minutes last year in one of the qualifiers, and everybody's minds were blown, and it was kind of just a awe-inspiring moment.
I think if they are going to use the postcard again this year, then we're going to even have a faster time because people were practicing this.
Yeah, that is going to be the big thing, is when we see the puzzle images get rolled out. Any predictions, Kelly? Any hopes for what you want to see in your division?
I've done 2 of the new ones because they're pretty expensive to get over to the U.S. So I think the Longhorns one and then the Pink Thunderstorm.
Oh, yeah. That one's difficult.
Yeah, it's in Arizona, though, where I'm from, so that's why I bought it.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah, so for those
which
of you
country is
listening,
this?
oh, this is
still
I can't
Latvia.
tell.
Okay.
Oh, it's Latvia.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. They're getting down there. But yeah, so
I didn't have them on the radar.
No, I didn't either.
Is there one up there? Oh, there's one.
Oh, look at, they just are like flurry of activity. They're going to come in under the record as well.
2 pieces left. Maybe more.
It looks like it's a little bit of a ridge there in the middle. Was it hard as far as the space?
Okay. Great job.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It wasn't for me, but I don't know about the shorter competitors on our team if they had more of an issue with that.
Yeah, because it's a big space to be over. And then, did you guys put pieces at all on the table where the puzzle was, or did you keep them on the prep table? Was everything all in one space?
So we started on the prep table. That's where all the pieces went, and then we started sorting into like bottom, middle, and top, and then those were brought over to the various groups. So by the end, it was all on trays around the edges.
Okay. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of different techniques. You know, some folks have all the pieces and just the edge on the table that they're going to, you know, complete the puzzle on, and they're keeping a lot on the prep table. Some using trays more effectively than others, I think. So the UK is getting close as well. This is what I am excited about, is seeing that we're going to get this many finished in under 2 hours.
Yeah.
And also in less than we did last year.
Yeah, right. See, and now I was really predicting that the Czechs were going to be tight competition for all of you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So I'm surprised. I thought
Maybe they didn't practice.
I wonder if they
might
had a
not
copy
have.
of the puzzle, because
They
we had
maybe
2,
didn't.
which I think definitely helped.
For sure. Yep. And there's Denmark. So yeah, for regular competition and the individual, pair, and team rounds, the very first competitions, the qualifier.
You're missing a piece?
Oh,
Yeah.
yep, they're missing a piece. I can see it where it's missing. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, there she got it.
is.
I love that they have the names on the front. That really is helpful
That's
for us
fun.
live stream commentators. Except for the one guy. He doesn't have a name, apparently. He's just
there.
Yeah, he's just there. But yeah, so they're going to have puzzles that they could potentially have done before because they're released puzzles. They're in the Ravensburger catalog. But then in the semifinals and the finals, it will be unpublished puzzles, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Levels the playing field a little bit more. For
More
especially
fairness.
the people competing against you, Katsi, where you told us basically I've done them all. So
Yeah, maybe.
I do think the Europeans have an advantage there because you have access to the European catalog.
Yeah,
like in
but
America, we don't have the same catalog.
But
as you.
are puzzles chosen from the European catalog for?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think
Or is it a mix?
I think it's a mix. I don't know how many new 2024 releases are available in the U.S.
Right.
I don't know that well.
Yeah, and I try not to learn too much about the puzzles because I don't want to have that information in my brain and then worry that I'm going to say the wrong thing. So I tend to just be like, yeah, no, don't tell me about the puzzles.
Yeah.
I'll see them when the competitors see them.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like I could see myself being like, oh, you like busy puzzles, and saying it the wrong way, and then people being like, oh, what does that mean? Oh my God, am I getting that? You know, so. Oh, there we go. Swedish team.
Sweden.
Good for them. That's so exciting. Oh, Alice is going to join us.
I think
All
I'm
right,
just
well,
gonna
thank you
leave.
so much,
So,
yeah, thank
Kelly,
you.
for joining us. Yeah, we'll have Alice jump in. Have her come on over. So we're going to be joined by the U.S. national champion currently, Alice Rowe, and she just was on the Guinness team. So welcome, Alice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us about the experience. What was it like?
It was so much fun. Like being able to puzzle with like top U.S. people. They're all so nice. Like I don't know, it was just a ton of fun.
Yeah. How were you surprised at how you did? Like, how are you feeling going in? Did you think like, oh yeah, we've got this, or were you just like, see what happens?
I think it's like more see what happens because a lot of us hadn't like puzzled together. We had like a solid plan, I feel like, and we all like worked on sections beforehand, and so we like followed that pretty well, and it worked out.
Yeah, it did seem like you guys were doing a lot of planning. Was there like a coach, or were you all just kind of throwing in your ideas?
Yeah, I think Andrea sort of took the lead, and then everyone like threw in their ideas or their insights. I think more like opinions the better for this, and like seeing what parts like stand out or things like that.
Yeah.
Which part did you do?
I like started sorting a lot of it,
Okay.
and then I worked on like the middle like busy building area.
Okay, so in this part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a kind of puzzle that you like doing, or was it like, oh boy?
I'm not super into busy puzzles, but I was able to work on it beforehand in practice, which definitely helped.
Yeah. So what is this like? I mean, you know, last year you weren't here. You were probably busy doing other things. Then you come to the U.S. Nationals. You did, I know, the Colorado Championships, right? And you did okay there.
Yeah.
Then you went to U.S. Nationals in March and won the solo division, kind of took the place by storm. We were all like, who is this person? And then you won, and then now it's just like, here you are in Spain. Was that part of the plan? I feel like at first you were like, no, I'm not going to Spain, and now you're here.
Yeah, I guess I'm missing 2 weeks of school for this, which now is super exciting. Like, but I never expected that result at nationals, so it really wasn't like in my mind, like going. And then, it's been super fun so far, and I'm so glad I was able to come.
Oh, good. Yeah, well, we're glad you were able to come too. I'm so excited for you and getting this opportunity. UK team just finished. Congratulations. They came in under 2. It's 1 hour, 20 minutes around there, so that's great.
Still less than the record last year.
No, that's exciting. I mean, I think having that as a goal is one thing, and then obviously winning is very exciting, but it's still cool to beat the record from last time.
That's so cool. Like I never thought I would like get to say I have a Guinness record. Like that is something I feel like people dream of. Like I've dreamed of that. It's crazy.
That's a great thing that you bring up, and it reminds me of this question. Outside of jigsaw puzzling, what would be the Guinness record that you would go for?
Oh.
And I'd love to see people talk about that in the chat. Like I said, we're having a hard time seeing the chat because of the Wi-Fi, but folks, share out there what you think you would be good at that you could break a world record
I never
at.
thought of this.
I feel like everybody's
there's-
probably thought of it.
I feel like there's so many like random things.
Yeah.
So probably something like athletic, but like I'm not sure. I would have to like look at like different records, I think.
Yeah, I mean the ones that stand out are the ones that you see as a kid, like the person with the longest fingernails in the world or the longest hair, and it's like, no thank you.
Yeah.
Like that seems like it would impinge on your lifestyle in some way. But yeah, I think you're right, like something athletic or, I'm always impressed by if I could be one of those people that holds a plank position for like 28 hours or something, like that would be cool because that would suggest I'm really in shape.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
If you want to do it, go for
But
it.
it's got to be so grueling. I can't even hold a plank for like more than a minute, so I can't imagine doing it for hours on end. I'm impressed by that kind of thing. But yeah, nothing comes to mind. Like
I don't know like specific records.
you play
but-
sports, right? You're a
I
basketball
play
player?
basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Spain finished. Oh, sorry. I should be paying closer attention to what's happening in front of us. I would have thought Spain would have finished really early too. For some reason, I was like, they have a really robust, group of people to draw from, to participate. I thought, they're probably going to
Maybe
have
the
a
top
lot of
competitors
buzzers.
didn't want to.
Yeah, maybe. I do think it'd be interesting to know how each country kind of came about getting their team, but like I said, this is all happening the very first day, so we haven't really had a chance to ask. Do you know, Alice, from talking to other folks at all, like how they went about forming their teams, or?
I was talking to the Germans for like a little bit, and I think they like recently created like their association, and then they were able to participate. But I'm not sure like how they decided on that.
Yeah, Katya, you said people
Yeah.
volunteered,
Yeah.
and then you don't know how they kind of picked from there necessarily, right? Yeah, no, it's. Well, I'm sure we'll learn more over the course of the next few days as we start talking more to people.
Do you know if this is going to be an annual thing that people are trying to break the record?
I don't know the answer to that question. I feel like it came up really quickly. It was
Yeah.
just like maybe like 3 weeks ago they
Yeah.
announced it or
Yeah.
something. So, and that's kind of the way they do everything here. Alfonso is very last minute, and a lot of the organizers are like, hey, I know, let's do this. And they just throw it into the mix. So this came together pretty last minute.
Yeah, okay, so
We're seeing a
all
lot.
of the teams remaining
Yeah.
are very close. I
Yeah,
think.
there's a lot of folks that are
I
going to
think the
finish
orange,
under 2 hours.
Which team is that, the orange ones? Is it the Netherlands, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably the
I think
Netherlands.
they are a bit behind,
Mm-hmm.
telling from the gaps that they have.
And then is that Austria down
yeah,
in the left-hand
Austria
corner? Yeah.
might finish next.
Yeah, they look pretty close. I can't tell the team right above Austria there in the right or the
I
left-hand
think it should
upper
be
corner.
Bulgaria,
Okay.
or maybe, I'm not sure.
They had little signs on the tables, but you can't see them because everybody's crowded around.
Yeah, I think it's like on the table next to it. So we ended
Okay.
up getting like 3 tables with 2 together and then one like separate.
So what are you looking forward to this week now? Like, when is your individual round? Which one are you in?
I'm in B, so it's
Oh, okay.
a couple
Later.
few hours
Few
from
hours
now.
from now, yeah.
I'm super excited to be able to do pairs with Becca. I think that's going to be super fun. And then my first time doing a teams event, like in like a large competition. I'm super excited. My team.
'cause at Nationals,
Yeah.
you didn't do the team event, right?
Yeah, because I have Kyle, Megan, and Gail, and that's going to be so much
Yeah,
fun. They're all
yeah.
super nice too. so.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Do you guys do you have like a puzzle that you're hoping for? That are you like, if I got a round puzzle, like that would be the best or the worst, or?
I'm
worst
hoping
for
for
me.
one I've done before.
Yeah,
Like
right.
for the individual prelims and just like get my feet below me type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Do you feel any pressure coming in as a U.S. national champ? Like everybody's paying attention a little bit?
Yeah, I think that, and since I'm like so new to it, everyone's like curious how I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will admit that is true. I'm very curious about how you're going to do, but I have faith. I think you're going to be great. And, I just hope everybody has fun. I mean, that's ultimately, the best part of it.
Yeah.
It is going to be a bit of a grueling week for folks because we've added a day, of competition that I don't think it actually has changed in terms of the amount of pieces that you're going to do. That's the same as last year, but the event itself is longer because we needed to accommodate more players. So it just means, an extra day of hanging out in Valladolid.
But it's so much fun when you're with puzzlers. Like,
Yeah. How much puzzling do you think you'll do in the off time?
I think
Any?
I haven't practiced with my team yet. So I think
Austria just finished. There we go.
So I think definitely quite a bit of like teams practice.
Okay.
And then I've already I did the Guinness like little practice with a couple of like people as well. So I would say quite a bit, you know. I love puzzling, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, same. Last year when the ceremony of the pricing was over, the first thing I did was go outside and do a puzzle. I just got this micro puzzle from, I think it was Michaela, and then I just did it because
Oh, that's
I want to
hilarious.
do a puzzle.
I have the same thing as I go to a competition with my team and we have all this fun, and then the first thing we do is go to a restaurant. We go to a restaurant and then do a puzzle. And
That's amazing.
we're always just like, okay, we need to decompress. Let's go have
Yeah.
food and then do a puzzle.
Calm down and do a puzzle.
Right, exactly. Which, seems strange if you just got done with a competition, but it is. It's like, it's a strange thing to have something that you find relaxing to also be a sport
Yeah.
where you race.
But that's a great thing about doing jigsaw puzzles because
Right.
it has both.
Yes. And you can approach it in both ways. I talk to a lot of people that are like, I would never want to race. I prefer it to be slow and casual, but, it can be both,
Yeah.
I think. Oh, here we got another team very close.
They're about to finish.
I'm gonna check something. Ah, nice work. I feel like they were really in it the entire time. Like every
Oh, I
time
think
we
it
would
was
go to
the
them.
Hungary.
I was gonna say, is it the Hungary team? I know my flags, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. So then I'm like, I think that's the Hungarian flag. Something I just noticed is, so the Czech team, remember last year they had a chant that they would do. And they,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they didn't do it today when they finished.
Yeah,
I was expecting the chant. We're going to have to ask them about this. You need to bring the
I
chant
remember.
back. Did the U.S. team prepare any kind of like secret handshake or anything like that?
No, we did have like a chant to like start it off.
Oh, did
though. We
you?
like all put our hands in. Yeah, it was super
Awesome.
fun.
Yeah, you guys had a little meetup this morning, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. How about you guys? Do you have a chant or the Germans?
No.
No? Oh, you'll have to work on it. Have to get them
maybe,
going.
Maybe.
I loved it last year, but I mean, we talked about the Americans, like if we did a chant and then we were like, that's too obnoxious. We already are like, 100 and some
Yeah,
people. That would
that's
kind
what
of
I was
be
thinking.
too loud, maybe.
Yeah.
But the
You
Czech
know, for
team,
the Czechs, if they last year especially, they were maybe around 20 people, and
Right.
then it's cool cheering for each other.
Yes.
And you can recognize the Czechs, but
Yeah.
if there are like 200 people from one country, then
Yeah.
it doesn't really make sense.
yeah, it's probably too loud and
Yeah.
annoying. But yeah, the Czech
And then
team
you just
last
have
year.
to cheer over and over again.
Yeah, every time somebody from the Czech Republic finished, the whole team would do this chant. They'd all jump up and down, and it was so entertaining. And we were all like, oh, we all kind of grew really fond of it. So I hope they bring it back this year.
Yeah.
But they do have a larger team. I mean, almost every country has more people participating this year than last year. Do you feel like, I feel like, I've been on the forefront because I've gotten involved and been here in 2022 when the competition was even smaller. Do you still feel like you're kind of coming in early, Alice, or do you think the sport's going to take off even more and more people will find it and get
I
involved?
think it's gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Like me,
One
like
more
finding
piece for
out.
the
I
Netherlands.
feel like there's been like even more people after me. Like people just
Yeah.
keep saying like, oh, I've discovered this, or oh, I started like speed
We
puzzling.
have a missing piece.
Like even less than a year ago.
Yep.
So I think it's just gonna
There
keep
we go.
growing.
Well, and oh, there they go. The Netherlands finished. Nice work. So I was going to say, you're so young coming into the sport, and that's another new thing for me as like an old timer. It's like, oh, these teenagers coming in here and like taking over. Do you
How old are you,
feel?
Alice? I'm 17.
Okay. So do you feel like a youngster, or do you feel like, just part of the mix?
I feel like I'm just a puzzler. I
Yeah.
feel like it's
Doesn't
not
matter.
something you really think about. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
There are kids younger than you that are participating who are really, really strong puzzlers as well. Okay, we're going to go to a break again. We'll be back shortly.
En Caja Rural no te obligaremos a guardar cola en el exterior para hacer gestiones. Porque te atendemos cada vez con más oficinas y más personas, con cercanía, eficacia, profesionalidad y compromiso con nuestra tierra. Caja Rural de Zamora. Gente como tú.
So during the break, we were just talking about like how much we really know about each other, and it was sort of funny. Kati was saying like, I don't really know much about my pairs partner other than how she puzzles. I think that's kind of true. We're all so zoned in on the puzzling when we come to these events that, you know, I just
Nothing else matters.
Yeah, I mean that's true. You're so focused. And it's also
great
cool,
about it,
right?
yeah.
And you all have this thing in common, so you come together and you immediately know. Oh yeah, like I went to the grocery store last night and then started talking to somebody
Same.
in line.
I also met a German puzzler.
Yeah, and we just talked about the competition and the puzzles, and yeah, it's great to have something in common with all these people, like immediately. Have you been to Spain before, Alice?
I
Is this the
haven't.
first time?
So
Okay.
it's my first time. I stayed in Madrid for a
Oh,
few days
nice.
before,
Uh-huh.
and that was like a ton of fun. And so it's just exciting to be able to see like this gorgeous country as well.
Yeah. And
Have
your
you been to
parents-
Europe before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been twice. So.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And your parents are here, obviously, with you. What are they thinking about all of this?
I feel like they're just excited. Like
Yeah.
they haven't been to Spain either, so it's like a new experience for all of us, and they're just
Yeah.
they're just excited to like see me puzzle.
Yeah. That's pretty supportive parents to be
Yeah.
like, you can take 2 weeks off of school and go to Europe to do some puzzling. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they like encouraging? Are they like coaching? Or are they just like letting you do things at your own pace and kind of how you wanna proceed?
Yeah, I feel like they're very like encouraging, but they're not like you need to do this, this,
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
That's sort of like on me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's the way to go about
Yeah.
it. I would, yeah. Because I think that would take some of the fun out of it if you
Yeah,
felt like
if
you
it's
were on
too
a
pushy
schedule. Or,
and-
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Also during the break we had another team finish, but I'm
Yes.
not sure
Yeah,
which
I don't
country it
know.
was.
I couldn't see either. It's really hard to see from where we're at in the commentary area.
Yeah.
So we have a giant monitor in front of us, which kind of blocks our view from anything.
But Belgium's about to finish.
Is that the Belgian
Yeah.
team? Ah, okay. Oh, yeah, her shirt. Yep. Veronique. Oh, yay. I get exhausted in a way just looking at this because that puzzle looks exhausting to
Yeah.
me.
They also look exhausted.
Yeah, I think it's just super busy, which makes
Yeah.
it hard to like be able to sort out smaller chunks. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I hope that this is a good sign of things to come for you, Alice.
you.
You got the world record, and now it's just all going up from here, hopefully. Now, I cannot tell what team that is. They're not wearing team shirts.
No.
Looking for any sign of somebody I
No,
know.
it's Portugal. I
Oh,
think-
is it Portugal?
Yeah, I think up there you can see the
Oh, yeah, the sign.
red thing.
Oh, on his shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Team photo. Did you guys get a bunch of team photos?
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Of course. Did you try to do a pickup?
No, we should have.
You should
Yeah.
have.
I have seen the Germans do it.
Oh, did they?
It actually worked.
It did. It worked. Oh, it's a scary pickup. So if
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
familiar with what I mean by that, it's after the puzzle's completed. We call it a pickup. If you actually pick the puzzle up off the table and hold it suspended and hope it all stays together. Ravensburgers, usually those are pretty solid for a pickup.
Yeah.
They fit together really
Yeah.
well, so they pick up nicely. Yeah, I'm shocked that you guys didn't do a pickup photo.
I think since it's a panorama, it makes
Yeah,
it
yeah.
even more difficult.
Sure.
But
Yeah, because then do you hold it the wrong way by like the long edge, or do you hold it by the short edge?
yeah.
The Germans held it by the long edge,
Yeah.
as I saw it.
Okay, here Denmark's about to finish. Oh, somebody else got in there
that
right
was a
before them.
close one.
Looks like the Finnish team.
Yeah, the Finnish team was just before them.
Yep, just ahead of them. The Scandinavian countries all right on. Oh. Did you guys have any pieces that you couldn't find, or were they all
I
right
think
there?
we had all
Yeah.
of them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I love how they kind of improvise the t-shirts.
Yeah. You can tell some of them, writing on the back of
Yeah.
them. And oh, that's exciting. This is so cool. Oh, so I saw Amelia in there, and I was going to give her a shout out because Amelia is going to be joining us later today for one of the individual rounds. She's part of the the Finnish team there. You're seeing her right in front. She has a bandage on one of her fingers. And I was like, what happened? And she's like, I have a cut and it just won't stop bleeding on everything.
No.
So she has it all bandaged up, and I hope that doesn't affect her abilities later in her individual round to
Maybe it's all healed up until the final.
Yeah, hopefully. She just said she was afraid to take it off because if it started bleeding during the competition, she's like, I don't want that to deal with. So yeah, you want to take care of those hands. It's precious. So yeah, Amelia is going to be joining me later. Diarn Healy from Australia is going to be joining me for individual round A, which starts at 4 p.m. local time here in Spain. And then, who are we? And then for individual round C at the end of today, I'm going to be joined by Michelle Casper.
Okay, that's wrong.
Yeah, runs the Euro Jigsaw Jam and does those live streams on YouTube. And she, I expect, is going to bring the knowledge because she has been watching. I think they've had 22 competitions now, and she's been watching all these Europeans compete in those, as well as a few Americans. And so she's
a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, she's really gonna know who we should be watching for. I've been watching them as much as I can, but there's so much content out there to consume that it's hard to keep up with it all. There's podcasts now that have come out in the last year. Have you been on any of those yet? I feel like that it's gonna happen.
I haven't been on them, but Evie had a great segment on me, and so that was a lot of fun to listen to.
Yep.
And then just being able to watch all this stuff has been so much fun to see how my puzzle friends are doing type of thing.
Are you tracking at all? Are you doing any self-tracking of your own time, personal best, that kind of thing? Excuse me.
I take pictures of all my puzzles with the time, so I have my camera roll is full of practice puzzles.
It looks like they're missing a piece. Oh, they were almost done. Yeah, I kind of go in phases where I'm really good about tracking, and I use the My Puzzle Tracker app, and I'll keep track. Oh, another team finish. Oh wow, they're really just coming in one after the other now. This is exciting. As you can see, there's lots of blank tables there, so we're getting down there. But yeah, and then other times I'm like, I don't really care if I track this. I go in phases. But yeah, there's so many resources. So one of the podcasts that I'm referencing is Peace Talks with Rob Shields. He does a podcast and talks to a lot of American puzzlers. He did a really great kind of preview episode of what to expect at Worlds, who to watch, that kind of thing. And then I'm going to have Rosa joining me. She does the Puzzle Talk, yep. So she's going to be on at some point. So you're going to learn lots about different puzzle content that's out there. If you watch this and you get addicted and you're like, okay, well now I need more of this, you're going to find out about all those resources over the course of the next 5 days. There's just so much going on in the puzzle world. I'm kind of surprised. The spectators have cleared out a little bit. It's not as busy. It's a gorgeous day out. That probably helps. Everybody's outside enjoying the beautiful weather here. Did notice it's going to get rainy, so then the dome's probably going to get a little crowded after that. Yay, the Aussie team finished. They've got their little signature dance going on.
I love it. We've actually seen some of the Australians swap, so they try to improve by adding more people.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, they had a really large group. I mean, they had 19 people on their team, so they were trying to really be conscientious about swapping out and giving everybody a chance to participate, which is lovely. Nice way to go about it. Australians, I know they're going to be fun to watch because they've assembled what I call a super team, where they've taken all their top puzzlers and they're on a team together now. So I think that'll be interesting to watch. What do you feel like is going to be your favorite event, Alice?
I think it's going to be pairs.
Yeah?
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So have you and Becca had much time to prepare? Have you practiced together very much?
Yeah, she came to Boulder for one day and we just like whipped out as many puzzles as we could. And then we'll probably try to meet up before our we're in pair B. So
Yeah. That's exciting. So wait, which pair division are you in, Kati? It's tomorrow, right? With
C.
Kiara? Oh, you're tonight at CNC.
No, but the pairs division is tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, not pairs. Yeah, pairs. I'm thinking individual.
I'm in C in individual and pairs.
Ah, okay. Oh, wow. And you and Kiara, you said, have practiced a little bit.
Yes, I think we met 4 times, always over the weekend, and then we had 2 days to practice. And
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, Becca's been doing this a while, and she's really got good strategy and stuff. Did she share much of that with you, or was it more about how you're going to work together?
I think it was a lot about how to work together and just being able to be in the same place and do puzzles. I feel helps so much.
Yeah.
Just understanding each other.
Did you discover anything? Is one of you particularly suitable for doing the edge or sorting, or did you divide and conquer it all, or is it more just you do all of it together?
Yeah, I think we sort of figured out more of I'm more of do the sky. I definitely will do the edge, and then she's better on bigger sections of maybe darker or similar color. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody has their strong suit. It's interesting to hear you say, I'm going to try to take note of that, that you like sky. So if you get a landscape, that'll be interesting. We'll be looking for that. I don't have any polls, sorry. Otherwise, I would try for you, but it's all random. I know a lot of people have that where they really get into a gradient or they enjoy doing a sky.
Yeah.
How about you, Kati?
I also like
Do that,
gradients.
yeah.
And big sections of distinct colors.
Really?
I don't like busy puzzles too much.
Okay. Are you a shape sorter then? Do you kind of enjoy that
No,
process?
not at all.
No, really?
I'm not sorting.
No, really?
I feel like I just see it in my virtual eye.
Yeah. And
if
see
it's
those
gonna fit
tiny
or
minute
not.
differences?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially with gradients, you can see the color differences.
Yeah, I feel I'm definitely similar that way. Shape sorting doesn't help me enough to make it worth it type of thing.
Yeah. I think in the pairs category, Kiara and I started to do some shape sorting, especially for the 1,000-piece puzzles, if it's getting too time-consuming just finding the pieces.
Right.
And then at some point you just decide, okay, let's do some shape sorting. But I think I wouldn't do it in an individual round ever.
Yeah. Well, a 500-piece puzzle too, even if you have an area of all one color, it's not
worth
that many
it.
pieces
Yeah.
typically. Yeah. It's more, I think, suitable in a 1,000-piece or above. But yeah, it just depends on your preference.
It depends.
Yep. Some people will shape sort almost immediately,
No, I would hate that. That would take all the fun away.
I know. I'm not a big sorter either. I prefer to just kind of hunt, pick up the pieces I'm going to work on, grab the next bunch. Is that how you kind of approach it usually, Alice?
Yeah. I feel just groups of color. I feel that's pretty standard. And then if it's all mostly the same color, I just look at them and try to find subtle differences instead of trying to shape sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is time consuming to do a shape sort. But, some people would say it pays off in the end. There's Brazil working away. Oh, I hope they finish. They've got 13 more minutes.
They might be able to.
Yeah, I think they might be able to do it
Talking
in
about
that
shape
time.
sorting might be a good idea at this point for them.
Yeah. Who
Maybe.
else do we have still competing here? We've got
New
Bulgaria.
Zealand, Bulgaria, and Norway.
Yep.
The Italians finished earlier, so I think Mexico is also still going.
I don't know that they...
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think that we're getting down there. So again, I'll let people know if you go to the website, those results, I'm sure, will be posted, somewhere
At
on
some
there
point.
about the Guinness World Record times. WorldJigsawPuzzle.org. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to say goodbye to Alice. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
It's been
thanks
great
for
having
having
you.
me.
Yeah.
It was great to be able to chat with you too
Yeah.
again.
We're so excited for you. And good luck in your
Yeah.
upcoming contests.
Good luck to you too.
See you later.
Yeah.
Thank
Nice
you.
work.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to be joined again here by Charlie. He's going to fill us in.
Hey,
What all
well
are you
done, Alice.
seeing?
Right. Well, Guinness World Record holder. Tell me a little bit. Well, you all heard online, so you don't need to. I've been unable to find out. You'll tell me what she talked about later on. Oh, I can
Yes,
look it up online, of course.
Yes. I'm
So
trying
anyway,
to-
I've been speaking to Ravensburger representatives. As I mentioned earlier, it's a discontinued puzzle, and I've tried to make her see that it's. I think people are enjoying the events.
Yeah. You're all business, Charlie.
I'm
You're like,
all-
we're going to make this happen.
Well, I think it's important. I think
Yeah.
the nature of puzzles, speed puzzling, up to date, has been you don't know what the puzzle's going to be.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a really important factor to work out who's going to be and find out the fastest puzzler in the world.
Yep.
What you don't have, really, and the only way you can have it is a world record, but it's got to be for a specific puzzle. So the
Right.
world record, it'll just stay as that'll be it forever.
Right.
Until we go, oh, well, let's have another world record 2000 but with a different puzzle. So then it's not, but it can't be compared if the puzzle's not exactly the same.
Right.
And the only way the puzzle can be the same is if they were to continue doing the puzzle. And the idea I had was that the associations, that each association, the American Association, Australians, UK, wherever, and they would have a part of their national championships, the Germans, of course, which would be dedicated to doing this puzzle. So possibly they could do it. They could do it in foursomes as well, and that would be the sort of casting for the World Championships, and that would be the way of deciding who was going to go through and take part in this event next year and next year's event. Wouldn't it be amazing? I mean,
Yeah.
I think this could go down to 30 minutes if you know this puzzle back to front. You do what
Yeah.
Tammy did.
Yep.
I mean, you're talking about 30 minutes. That's
Yeah.
got to be a spectacle. It's going to
Right.
look like it's speeded up. It's
Right.
going to look. It's got to be, and it's got to be
Yeah.
the most. That's real time.
Yeah,
Surely.
exactly.
I mean, the Americans already look like they were.
No, I
know.
agree with you. I think, people, it's a sort of abstract notion. The idea of like somebody finishing a puzzle in 30 minutes, a 500-piece puzzle, for example, like with
Yeah.
Teresa or Alejandro or somebody that's incredibly fast. You tell them that time and they go, oh, cool. But until you see it and you see how fast their hands are moving, like you too, Katsi, and just thinking about how fast your brain has to be going to be making that all happen.
Yeah.
It's something to see it
Yeah.
versus just hearing about it, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's what I talked about earlier, that you are not thinking about it anymore. Your brain is just working on autopilot if you do it like that fast. And maybe that's how your hands work. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, it's like I think about just my own capacity, and I'm like, I don't know that I even have that capacity.
Do
I
you
don't know that my
practice the
brain's
technique?
got
Do you
that
do you
capacity.
practice, for example? What I've noticed, and I think Alejandro, I think last year it looked like you were ahead of him. I think he caught up in the last
Yeah.
50 or so
Yeah,
pieces.
I think so too, but it was because of the image, because he had this advantage of the tower having the pillars inside that you
Yes.
could know if
Yeah,
it's
he
vertical or
waited
horizontal.
to do the
Yeah.
leaning tower piece.
And I
of it
had
at
only the
end.
greens left, and
Yes.
those could go in any direction. So
Right.
that was the reason why he caught up,
Yeah.
in my
Okay.
opinion.
But
Yeah.
but generally, on a more general level, the end game, the last 50%, I think Alejandro beats people getting those pieces in. I think Kristen's extraordinary. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that, obviously, in individual later on. But how do you practice that to get those last pieces in? Do you actually practice specific parts of doing the puzzle that you find
Personally,
more difficult?
I do not.
No.
But I think it's about seeing in which direction you have to put the piece in and not trying it the wrong way, but already putting it in the right way. That saves a lot of time because you don't have to get it out again and then put it back in.
Right.
Yep.
That's what you want to reach. But how you practice it, I don't know, just do a lot of
Well, I've
puzzles.
seen Alejandro do that. So when he's and in the teams I've seen that when it's been piece sorted for him, and he's just technique. I think that's what that's slightly what I'm talking about. There is a technique to putting it in and taking it out again. As you say, if you're putting it in flat, you really want to have your finger underneath it and be checking it. I don't know. Well, you tell me.
I never thought about that.
He just has incredible dexterity, I think, to just be able to manipulate the pieces in his hands so quickly.
Well, I think that's part of it. He's definitely not wasting time. I'm not seeing him putting it in there and then picking it out again. So he's not putting it in with his fingers facing downwards and then picking it up with his thumb on top and his fingers underneath. He's definitely just moving in with it with his finger underneath.
Yep. And you rarely see Kristen's, kind of shifting either. It always seems like when she picks it up, it's in the orientation
it's in the
that
play,
it's going
but
to go.
she's got a phenomenal mind.
It's methodical about it.
But she's the way she puzzles is just it's a joy to see.
It is.
Just that, I mean, the first year was when she hadn't really practiced and she just came along.
And
the
Alejandro
bored
beat her by
teenager
like
look,
7.
I called it.
And he beat her by like 7 minutes. And then last year it was like really close between them. So I do think. I mean, okay, quick prediction. Is Alejandro going to retain his title this week?
I say no.
Really?
Yeah. I think there are some strong Polish puzzlers who can
that's what I'm hearing.
get in there.
Word on the street is that the Polish puzzlers are really bringing it this year.
They are, of
And
course.
yes, and that we also have some folks who are staying a bit under the radar. I know, you have myspeedpuzzling.com out there where people are posting their times and you can see how people kind of are stacking up against each other. But, they don't have to report their times. They could just be sneakily looking at, how are other people doing?
I think
doing
we are
it even
going
faster.
to see some surprises.
Yeah, I think so too. I think some people play it close to the vest, so to speak. We say in America, like, you're kind of keeping your cards hidden, like you're not letting everybody know, like this is how fast I am. So I think we're going to see some of that. We're also seeing, for the first time in a few years, some folks coming back that were here in 2019 from Russia. They haven't been able, There's like, I think about 8 people from Russia that are here.
Yes.
And they're
8 who were here before, 8 repeats?
No, not all of them are repeats, but I think there's like 4 of them that have been here in the past.
Definitely
and did
are.
Really
There are 3 or 4 names who have definitely been. We're here in 29, so that's really good news.
Yes.
It's, we want to see the fastest puzzlers in the world. We don't really understand about nationality here. It's nice to see the colour, but it's. Last night in the quiz, for example, there were teams with 8 different nationalities. I gave them a maximum of 8 people, and some of the teams got 8 nationalities together, which is superb.
Yeah, there have been some, I think, barriers to Russian participation in the past few years. I know the COVID vaccine was kind of the issue, I think, in 2022. And, that's typical of like what's going on with the Olympics and other sports organizations. But yes, they're competing here under the WJPF flag. And so, we have some people returning from the Siberian team that won in 2019 and other folks that were really high up in the rankings in 2019 that are back. So it's going to be exciting to see how they do.
And they were already extraordinary. I've got a video which I showed people, which was when it was the first time I'd seen teams like that, and teams that fast. And I've still got the video, and it's just hands everywhere, and when I show people that they think it's speeded up.
Right.
It's just hands are in there. It was just extraordinary.
Well, 2019 was quite a different championship, especially for the teams, because it was more of a marathon.
It was an 8-hour challenge.
Yes, it was a giant 8-hour challenge. 4 puzzles. You had, I think, 2 1,500 piecers. So it was a much different.
Would you remember? That's how the Americans did, Valerie.
Well, in the first,
I can tell you
the first one we did a marathon, but then this last year we just did 2 1,000s. Yeah.
I forget his name. It was a family of 4. A journalist who wrote a book.
He was here. AJ Jacobs.
AJ
Jacobs. He was here in 2019 writing a book about puzzling. So
it was such fun. I don't think they finished a single puzzle.
Okay, and you got to go soon, Charlie. So we're gonna let you go.
I'm going to carry on.
Okay.
I'm going to carry on. I'm just going to do the fight. I'm going to do the 2-minute warning. From here.
Okay. That's why you have the microphone.
Os quedan 2 minutos. Últimos 2 minutos. 2 minutes remaining. See if you can do it. Come on.
Okay, well, the New Zealand puzzlers looked like they could maybe in 2 minutes. They don't have that many pieces left, but
No.
here's hoping.
I don't think so.
You don't think they're going to make it?
No, that's not getting finished.
Yeah, no, that one's not getting finished.
Also, it's interesting to see how much more bitty it is. The lagoons, the
Yep.
holes were much bigger, weren't they?
Yeah.
The puddles.
Yeah.
It's a bit more. That one goes here. It's a bit.
It's exciting
a
to
bit
see
more
that
piecemeal.
many Japanese competitors here. I think this year, because last year there was one.
It was just one, wasn't it? And it's nice.
And Watanabe, who is a very popular YouTube content creator.
She's
here.
coming, isn't
I
she?
believe
Yeah?
she's going to be here again. Yep, that's.
I'm sure. A
that's what
word
I've
on the
heard.
street was she was coming.
Yep. But yeah, so
You'll have her up.
maybe
on-
that's
on-
why
on
we're
comms with
seeing a
you.
bigger Japanese contingent. Yeah, no, definitely she'll come and visit us on the live stream. So
But it's really brave because I mean there's one Japanese lady who speaks no English whatsoever, no Spanish, and can only communicate really via a phone, via technology.
Yep.
But just so brave.
Yeah.
To come along on your own. Into
it's
a country where
intimidating.
without
Yeah,
speaking,
and also the whole
extremely
traveling.
intimidating.
Yes, exactly. All the traveling. Yeah, the Bulgarian team up there. Oh, I wish they had more time because I would love all of them to
Yeah.
finish.
I think the New Zealanders would finish in like about 5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
But they're not going to make it in 30
No.
seconds.
So what they're going to do is count the pieces after the end. But I do want a quick recap. We're getting down there. We're almost ready to call the time. Number one team was the USA. They finished in just over 49 minutes. We had second place went to Germany. Third place were the Canadian team.
10.
And here we are with the
And
countdown.
done. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done. Hands up, everyone. Well done. Great going. Those of you still puzzling, I'm afraid I've got to break it to you. You're not the world record holders. That goes to the United States.
Well, I
Well
want
done,
to
everyone. I hope you had a lot of fun.
thank you, Kathy Reiner,
Thanks
for
for
joining
having
us.
me.
I gotta say your social media handle so people know where to find
It's
you.
Kati.puzzles.
Kati.puzzles, yep, on Instagram. So go check out her feed. We're going to see more of you in competition. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us at the commentary.
Thanks.
Great,
for having
Caddy. We'll
me.
catch up over the week as well. But well done for last year. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how you go this year. Can you get out there? Can you take a step up this year? Really hoping we'll be
Yeah.
We're gonna
cheering you
see.
on as
Yeah.
well.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
3 o 5 minutos. So we're going to stay with you for another 3 or 4 minutes. So there we are. That's the end of the first
round.
competition.
I know.
There we see the New Zealand team who've come over for the event. Well, Valerie, what can we make of that? What can
I
we?
mean, what a great way to start this week. It's just
Amazing.
so exciting to see, and I love all just the team spirit and all
Look
the
at this, the
countries.
Turkish.
Yes.
It really is. Smiles
oh, I know,
everywhere.
Yes, it's wonderful.
It's a lot of fun. It didn't matter. They're not all trying to get the world record.
No, right.
We've got a new world record, so
Exactly.
there couldn't be a better way of starting off. I
Yep.
mean, and what a world record as
Yeah,
well.
they beat that
Valerie,
former time by
are you-
over
are you
like
buzzing
a half hour.
inside?
Yeah, I'm
You are,
very
you're
excited.
happy
I'm
for-
excited to go talk to them after this and say, oh, there's a Chihuahua here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to get that Chihuahua on the live stream.
Brazil.
We need that Chihuahua. I have a Chihuahua, so I'm a little
You
biased.
have a Chihuahua.
Yes.
My sister has a mini Jackson who's
Oh, nice.
Strudel.
Oh, Strudel.
Strudel, yes.
That's adorable. Mine is
she's
named
adorable.
Peanut, so also a food name. My little
Peanuts
Chihuahua
and
Peanut.
Strudel.
Hopefully Peanut's
Peanuts
watching.
and Strudel go together? You could tell. You put
No,
toppings
I'm
on
so
anything
excited, and I hope people are enjoying watching. I mean, this was our first round.
This is the first round, so yes.
we'll-
So forgive any technical difficulties
Yes,
there might have
we'll
been.
get there.
We've got a problem with internet connectivity, so we
Yes.
haven't been able to. So we haven't been able to answer any of your questions
I
if
know.
you had them.
I hope. I know
and so
there's
we
people,
apologize for that.
Oh my gosh, there's the
a
Chihuahua. Oh my gosh.
But we're hoping to get better when the
Yeah.
when the rest of the competition hots up and when we go
Yep.
to the individual speed puzzling qualification rounds this afternoon.
Yeah.
We're calling them quarterfinals as well.
Yeah.
And it's back to back. It's good. It's fast and furious
Yes.
starting.
We'll be back at 4
in
p.m. local time. We'll be
4
back
p.m.
about 3 hours, little
4
less
p.m.
than 3
So
hours.
we've got a couple of hours. We've got
Yep.
to change everything round.
Yep.
Get the puzzles out and
Yep.
get the individuals
Yeah.
up, and we'll get our first indication
They'll be
of
doing
who
a-
might be
yeah.
this year's individual
Right?
world champion. Is there
And
going to be a
I
new one? Can
know.
someone Get rid of, or get rid of.
No.
Can someone better Alejandro?
No. I say, will someone prevent him from retaining his title?
Dreadful turn of phrase. I do apologise. We do not want it. Alejandro couldn't be lovelier.
I know, he's
couldn't
the
be lovelier.
sweetest person.
And I think he'd be the first person to congratulate anyone.
Yes.
But anyway, there we are. We'll be seeing
be so
him this
exciting.
afternoon. We haven't told you what time he's up, but you can look it up on wjpf.org.
Yep.
So thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you this afternoon.
Yeah.
Con Caja Rural no te comunicarás a través de móvil, ordenador, teleoperadores impersonales ni empleados desmotivados. Para nosotros lo más importante es el trato humano, cada vez con más oficinas y más personas, con cercanía, eficacia, profesionalidad y compromiso con nuestra tierra. Caja Rural de Zamora, gente como tú.
Desde Caja Rural de Zamora queremos apoyar a quienes permanecen aquí y depositan su confianza en nosotros por cercanía, eficacia, profesionalidad y compromiso con nuestra tierra.
I felt alone. The memory breaks my heart. Now we're heading the right direction. We'll be happy again, together again, together again.
Caja Rural de Zamora. Gente como tú.
Con Caja Rural no te comunicarás a través de móvil, ordenador, teleoperadores impersonales ni empleados desmotivados.
We'll be happy again.
Para nosotros lo más importante es el trato humano, cada vez con más oficinas y más personas, con cercanía, eficacia, profesionalidad y compromiso con nuestra tierra. Caja Rural de Zamora. Gente como tú.
Desde Caja Rural de Zamora queremos apoyar a quienes permanecen aquí y depositan su confianza en nosotros por cercanía, eficacia, profesionalidad y compromiso con nuestra tierra.
I felt alone. The memory breaks my heart. Now we're heading the right direction. We'll be happy again, together again, together again.
Caja Rural de Zamora. Gente como tú.